Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Bakersfield, San Jose, California, Buffalo, New York, Toledo, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, Liverpool, Birmingham, and London. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Over 100 Meta employees, which is Facebook and Instagram, including head of their AI policy, are confirmed ex-Israeli soldiers, IDF.
Oh, well, as long as they're not doing it anymore. They can be in charge of our social media.
So now you know why we are completely demonetized. We're not even allowed to promote our videos. Like, we can't pay to promote our videos on Facebook. Did you know that? And so they gave and they kept so we used to make not a lot of money. We used to make some money on Facebook to help pay for our company, and it's all gone. And a lot of it has to do with our COVID coverage, but a lot of it has to do with our coverage of Israel and Gaza. And now we know why.
China.
And now we know why. More than 100.
Oh, that's a lot.
Former Israeli spies and IDF soldiers, Israeli spies and former soldiers work for the tech giant Meta, including its head of AI policy. Isn't that wild? A former Israeli spy, head of the AI policy at Facebook Meta. The head of AI policy served in the IDF under an Israeli government scheme. Are there any kind of things that they do that aren't schemes? That allows non-Israelis to volunteer for the Israeli army. Shira Anderson, an American international rights lawyer, is Meta's AI policy chief who voluntarily enlisted for the IDF in 2009. What the effing F? Under a program which enables non-Israeli Jews who aren't eligible for military conscription to join the Israeli army. So she sounds like a real nutcase. Like a real special kind of psychopath. Through this program known as Garin Zabar, the program is known as Garin Zabar, or Zabar, many non-Israelis who have fought for the IDF have been implicated in war crimes and crimes against humanity. What's that?
French Foreign Legion. They got their own French Foreign Legion. And so many non-Israelis who have fought for the IDF have been implicated in war crimes and crimes against humanity since Israelis' genocide of Gaza began in October 2023. I'll just call it an ethnic cleansing. I'll be nice. Anderson served as a non-commissioned officer in the IDF for over 2 years, where she worked in the military strategic information section, writing dossiers and public relations propaganda for the IDF. She was also the liaison between the IDF and foreign military attachés, is that how you say that? Stationed in Israel, and liaison to the Red Cross. With AI, a critical emerging technology for tech giants and militaries, Anderson's role at Meta is an important one. She develops the legal guidance, policies, and public relations talking points concerning AI issues and regulations for all of Meta's key areas, including its product, public policy, and government affairs team. So they got a legit Israeli operative from the IDF running Meta's, all their public policies, over deciding if Jimmy Dore gets to post their videos or not, who gets monetized, who gets demonetized. Of course they're going to come after us. At Meta, Anderson, who is based in Meta's Washington, D.C. office, is in familiar company. Why? Because more than 100 former Israeli spies and IDF soldiers are employed by Meta. My new investigation shows many of whom worked for Israel's spy agency, Unit 8200. These ex-IDF members are based even... By the way, there was a former Israel Unit 8200 that was in charge of the Middle East for, I believe it was CNN or maybe Twitter. Oh.
Yeah, these ex-IDF members are based evenly across Meta's U.S. offices and in its Tel Aviv office, and a significant number of them, like Anderson, have a specialization in AI. Given that Israel has made extensive use of AI, not just to conduct its genocide, ethnic cleansing, but to establish its prior system of apartheid, which it is an apartheid state,
surveillance and occupation, Meta's recruiting of IDF AI specialists is particularly insidious. With the proliferation of former Israeli spies and soldiers into U.S. big tech, we are looking at the complete capture of the United States national security state by pro-Israel voices. Now, listen, I know I've heard this before, that 70% of the people in the United States get all their news from Google or Facebook or Meta. I don't know if that's still, that was a stat from a few years ago. So what does that tell you? That tells you that Israel is controlling the news people get.
On Facebook.
I
guess Instagram?
On Facebook. And of course, Google's in bed with the deep state. They're invented by the deep state. So it's, again, just another.
That's why all boomers love Israel, how they do still.
That's right.
Because they're all on Facebook, and that's the news they're getting.
That's the news they're getting.
Well,
by voices who deny genocide, ethnic cleansing, as we watch journalists burn to death in tents. Over 200 journalists have been targeted and killed by Israel. 200. And journalists, nobody speaks up about it because it's bad for your career. Who deny genocide, ethnic cleansing, as we watch headless babies carried aloft through the rubble and ruins of once vibrant streets. Voices who deny genocide, ethnic cleansing, as Israel's highest court waves through starvation policies. So they're legit starving the people of Gaza. By voices who, in Trump, appear to have found the ideal man to execute the Zionist wish list. As an AI future advances, the people who constructed the digital architecture enabling total surveillance and control of the Palestinians, and who wrote the code that enabled their genocide, ethnic cleansing, are now determining that future for all of us.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. So again, the problem isn't randos on social media. That's what the Democratic Party, CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, that's what they would have you believe. That the problem is disinformation from randos. You have freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. So we can censor you. Because the problem is randos. The problem is randos on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and Twitter. No, it's not. Again, the people who are concocting a propaganda narrative are the people who control social media, the New York Times, and the corporate media. That's who's doing it. It's not randos. The biggest liars and spreaders of misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda is the government. Second, the corporate media. And third, and a distant third, are randos on social media. And so now this just proves it. It's Meta totally taken over by Israel. And now you know the rest of the story. Anything you want to add to that, Kurt?
So whose side was he on? When did they come in? Because remember we did the story where the guy, he was the new information. It was something on Facebook, and this guy it's interviewing, and he goes, I'm a family guy, and they show him fingering his wedding
you remember
ring.
that guy? I remember that. Yeah.
And it was a CIA dickhead.
He was an ex-CIA guy.
Yeah, so I assume CIA was doing it. But so it's been Israel for how long?
So I don't know if you know, but Israel and CIA work hand in glove. So
it's definitely more one than the other.
I'm going to guess forever. I'm going to guess since its inception. But they certainly ramped it up after Trump became president.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm asking. Is that the new, hey, say goodbye to the CIA doing now, you're going to just talk directly to Israel? You know what I mean?
Yeah, now we don't even have a middleman anymore. This goes right to Israel. Goes right to the IDF. It's amazing to me that people can see stories like this, can see what Trump is doing by deporting people for free speech. Again, free speech is not a privilege. It's a right given by God. The Constitution says that the government just isn't going to interfere with your right to free speech. So it doesn't matter if you're an immigrant, doesn't matter if you're a citizen. Everybody's supposed to have the God-given right to free speech. And when Trump deports you for speech, he's going against God and the Constitution. Free speech isn't a privilege for American citizens. It's a right given to us by God. And we're supposed to protect that right and spread it around to as many people as we can. So this idea that, oh, immigrants don't have rights of free speech in America shows that you are anti-American, you're anti-God, and you're anti-Constitution. You're the thing you claim to hate. Congratulations, you're the woke right. Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Bakersfield, San Jose, California, Buffalo, New York, Toledo, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, Liverpool, Birmingham, and London. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.